The Audi A5 Coupe has been around for a while, but it's still a car that turns heads. This latest model links the latest version of the 2-litre TFSI engine, now with 155 kilowatt, to an S-tronic 7-speed gearbox and quattro all-wheel drive. The question is, does the promise it delivers on paper actually work out in reality?
There are those who maintain that the A5 Coupe is one of Audi's all-time great designs, and it does exude a certain regal presence that still demands attention. But given its prestige status, it's not exactly a cheap car to buy, especially once you add desirables such as the 7-speed S-tronic dual-clutch gearbox and quattro all-wheel drive. However, linking S-tronic and quattro to a relatively humble 2-litre turbo engine could well be one way to make it more affordable.
There's every reason to consider the Audi 2-litre TFSI engine as one of the world's best, and in fact, it has the trophies to prove it. In this latest guise, it uses direct injection and turbocharging to produce 155 kilowatts of maximum power linked to 350 Newton meters of torque.
That 155 kilowatt output may sound pretty humble, but the reality is quite different. The 2-litre turbo engine delivers loads of shove from the word go and continues to do so throughout the rev range with seemingly limitless enthusiasm. The real magic here is the torque though. All that twist is already on song from a mere 1500 RPM.
While the engine's a peach, the same can't be said of the gearbox, and that's quite an inexplicable problem. It's probably at its smoothest if you use it in full auto mode, but because it's got these shift paddles, you're encouraged to use it in manual mode. And there's a certain lag between shifts that we haven't encountered with this gearbox and in fact in an Audi ever before. It's a great pity because the rest of the package is so sporty that you'd expect the gearbox to do the same. Maybe, just maybe, it's a software glitch.
But even with those tardy shifts, progress in the A5 is every bit as rapid and as refined as the exterior shape suggests. It's a car that looks the dynamic part from every angle. Front on, the large blacked-out grille, slanted headlights and deep integrated spoiler all express a certain athletic potential. The intricate spoke design of the big aluminium wheels appear to confirm the coupe's dynamic talents, while the hunkered-down stance hints at a taut, sporty suspension.
In pure design terms, the A5 is still one of Audi's brightest stars. It mixes sleek sophistication with underlying muscle to create a shape that attracts attention at every turn. In a world woefully short of distinctive automotive design, this is one car that still presents great sporting appeal.
The good news in this particular instance is that some of that appeal is created by the presence of quattro all-wheel drive, which greatly enhances traction both for enhanced sprinting or to cope with less than ideal road surfaces. At the same time, the A5 retains all the hallmarks that make Audi cabins the world's best: elegant and understated appointments, high comfort levels and a long list of features.
The A5 is a two-door, which means entering and exiting the cabin is a bit more difficult, especially for rear occupants. But once you're ensconced inside, you'll find spacious front and adequate rear accommodation, linked to really good ergonomics and reassuringly solid build quality.
One could argue that the A5's cabin execution is too much like that of all the other models in the Audi camp, and yes, much of what you see and experience here is typical of the cars with a 4-rings logo. But that aside, the efficient, intuitive design and the longevity implied by the quality create a reassuring and comfortable space with a long list of mod cons. It also happens to look the upmarket part, confirming the Audi's prestige status, while the 455-litre luggage compartment ensures a healthy dash of practicality too. With both power and traction in ample supply, the A5 is no slouch on the performance front. The ride may be considered a little too taut by some, but it suits the car's sporty character, while quattro adds further poise and composure. Only the gearbox has the potential to spoil the broth.
Despite that lazy gearbox and a fairly modest power plant, this is a car that always feels swift and sporty. 0 to 100 times 6.9 seconds, top speed 245 kilometers an hour. Both of those figures, pretty impressive stuff. And as far as fuel consumption is concerned during our test, around about 9 liters per 100, which isn't too bad, but of course, if you use the loud pedal too much, that's going to be a lot thirstier.
I have to admit that keeping the right boot in check is a tough challenge, given the ample power on offer, and the balance of this A5 feels just right, linking ample grip and taut road manners to sustained performance and a healthy slice of luxury and exclusivity too.
It may have quattro all-wheel drive and an S-tronic gearbox, but with its 2-litre turbo engine, this looks like a humble sports car choice. However, once you've driven the car, once you've sampled its dynamic talents, this car really begs the question whether A5 buyers need anything more.
Our recommendation: the 2-litre drivetrain is great, but stick to the manual gearbox. Don't be fooled by the 2-litre engine. This A5 has more than enough grunt, ensuring sparkling performance. But the 7-speed S-tronic gearbox has an unexpectedly tardy shift, which does rob the car of some of its dynamic appeal.